Okay. I like to see it.
That's cool. Wolfing.
How much is this? Those are 9. Yes, 9. I forgot for a second. I was like,
You did. I like how you hesitated.
How you doing?
Hello.
How much are they? Ooh, I have a 10.
yes.
I have a 1.
All right, everybody, so this is Storm. Sit. Good. Good. You said hi, Storm. That was awesome. So in the beginning, she might be a little sketchy.
What's her breed, Wes?
I'm sorry?
What is her breed?
Cane Corso.
Cane Corso.
Some people pronounce it Cane Corso.
Okay.
I don't think it really matters. It's all the same. So basic obedience is simply sit down, stay, leash walking. Good job. Leash walking technique, stuff of that nature. A good heel, good structured walk. Advanced obedience is more so off-leash stuff, but at the same time a quicker response. Then you also have some little tricks, like we can teach her to post where she'll run in between my legs and walk between my legs. A center for me is where she'll run towards me and spin and back up in between my legs. So there's more advanced things.
So what are you doing right now?
Just warming her up. Getting her used to the leash walking techniques. You always do this prior to any basic obedience. Put the leash on the dog and just walk around, pace around for a minute. Get some of that energy down. If there's any anxiousness there, get that down. Sit. Good. Good. Yep.
What kind of piece are you using?
These are made by Bill Jack, and they're just a soft tube treat. I like to use anything that the dog likes. Hot dogs, cheese, steak, chicken, whatever. Mix it all up together, and they never know what they're getting, so it's always a surprise. Keeps the dog engaged, keeps them working. Sit. Down. Good. Stay. Girl. Yep.
How long did it take? How long did it take to get to this point?
I have been working with her since the day I brought her home every day, many times a day. So she'll be a year old next month. So a year. Down. Good. I'm not sure how she's going to do with this leash dragging behind her. We're going to try it, and if it messes her up, I'll just take it off. Center. Ah, Lord. Sit. Good. Stay. I'm going to try that again if she slips. Center. There you go. Good. Sit. Down. Good. Stay. Post. Sit. Stay. Heel. Good. Switch. Down. Stay. Heel. Post. Good girl. Stay. Nope. Come on.
How did you train her to look at you all the time when you're giving her commands?
Build engagement with the dog. So that's the very first thing you do when you get the dog. Start building value in yourself. If you don't build value in yourself, the dog's not going to pay attention to you. So the best way to build value is to give them something they really love, which with this breed is definitely food. So you just give them a bunch of food, and they're going to love you. And then you give them a bunch of love, and then you build a bond. So that bond really, really matters at the end of the day. They have to trust you.
What's the purpose of the post maneuver?
So there's different purposes for that. That's a good question. Some people do it for show. Some people teach it in protection work. You tell the dog to post, it watches. It's right here. It says watch. You can do a reverse post where it posts and dogs in this way. I'll try to show you that. Post. Sit.
Some dogs post.
That way it's watching your back. Go ahead, Rob.
Do some dogs naturally post?
I've seen it. I've seen some dogs try it. I had a German Shepherd a couple of weeks ago. Started out, we were doing leash walking and some sitting downs, and the next thing I knew, it was trying to squeeze between my legs. So now, do they know what they're doing intentionally? No.
But if you're reinforcing the food?
Right. Yep. And that's where you have to be careful, because you can reinforce bad behavior without even realizing you're reinforcing that. So you have to be real careful when you pet your dog, when you talk to your dog, and when you give your dogs food rewards or toys. All of that is a reinforcement. The dog loves those things. And again, you got to find what your dog loves, though. This dog could hate food but love toys, so I'm going to use toys to my advantage. I'll build value in that toy, I'll build value in me. So now this dog doesn't get that toy unless it does everything I'm asking it to do. If it just gets the toy all the time and has plenty of freedom and can go in a basket and grab all the toys at once, there's no value there. So now the dog doesn't have to listen because it gets those. She is an 8-year-old next month. I'm going to do some basic obedience work with her and show you a little bit of advanced stuff. Some of you have probably seen the videos if you watch our Facebook. They're on there. Now, like Rodriguez said before, with the Cane Corso, they can be a little touchy. So she's never been around this many people at one time trying to perform. Kind of like me, a little shy. So hopefully she won't outdo Reba's mess up here. And I have to clean that up too. But I'm gonna go grab her, so give me just a second. I'll bring her back out. After I do the demonstration for you guys, you can ask me any questions you would like. Value in yourself. If you don't build value in yourself, the dog's not gonna pay attention to you. So the best way to build value is to give them something they really love, which with this breed is definitely food. So you just give them a bunch of food, and they're gonna love you. And then you give them a bunch of love, and then you build a bond. So that bond really, really matters at the end of the day. They have to trust you.
What's the purpose of the post maneuver?
So there's different purposes for that. That's a good question. Some people do it for show. Some people teach it in protection work. You tell the dog to post, it watches. It's right here. It says watch. You can do a reverse post where it posts and dogs in this way. I'll try to show you that. Post. Sit.
Some dogs post.
That way it's watching your back. Go ahead, Rob.
Do some dogs naturally post?
I've seen it. I've seen some dogs try it. I had a German Shepherd a couple of weeks ago. Started out, we were doing leash walking and some sitting downs, and the next thing I knew, it was trying to squeeze between my legs. So now, do they know what they're doing intentionally? No.
But if you're reinforcing the food?
Right. Yep. And that's where you have to be careful, because you can reinforce bad behavior without even realizing you're reinforcing that. So you have to be real careful when you pet your dog, when you talk to your dog, and when you give your dogs food rewards or toys. All of that is a reinforcement. The dog loves those things. And again, you got to find what your dog loves, though. This dog could hate food but love toys, so I'm going to use toys to my advantage. I'll build value in that toy, I'll build value in me. So now this dog doesn't get that toy unless it does everything I'm asking it to do. If it just gets the toy all the time and has plenty of freedom and can go in a basket and grab all the toys at once, there's no value there. So now the dog doesn't have to listen because it gets those things all the time anyway. So you have to find something to build value in it. If it's treats, make sure you have a really good training treat. Use that. That dog doesn't get those training treats unless you're training. It can get some cheap treats just because it's a good boy or a good girl, you know. But your high value treat, you're only going to want to use when you're training. Sit.
Would you want to use a high value treat if the dog was having a problem like the kibble of the dog food.
If the dog's having issues paying attention, you're definitely going to amp up your ammunition, which would be a high value. So for instance, if this treat right here wasn't cutting it for me, I would go to something more like a hot dog or boiled chicken. So whenever you're doing basic obedience, we do it in the facility. That's where we start out. It's a quiet room. There's no distractions. We build the basic obedience foundation there, and then we move outside. We don't go far, just outside the building, so that they can smell grass. There's different sounds outside. Cars are going by. While we're training, what they don't know is we're desensitizing to all those things. That way when we go out into public, they're used to all those noises and those smells, so they're still focused on us. So a high value reward is very good out in public, because again, if you're using this boring treat and they get this all the time, and then you go out in public, they're gonna say, oh, this stuff over here is really cool. Look at all these people. Look at these cars. Look at this bird. But if you have that high value and you have them locked on you, you don't have anything to worry about.
So what do you do if they don't like food?
You find what they do like. So, for instance, if it's verbal praise and that gets them up, use verbal praise. If it's a physical touch, use a physical touch. Love on them, pet them. If it's toys, use a toy. You just gotta find what works with that dog. Sit. Good. Good. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put Storm up, unless you got any more questions about Storm or what we just did. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the drawing and let you guys win some prizes. And then after that, we're gonna take a quick little break. There's a food truck here if you want to grab some snacks. If you want to hang out and ask some questions, get to know us a little bit better, you can. When we get done with the break, we're gonna put on a slideshow and we're gonna teach you more of pet dog stuff. Okay, so more behaviors and things you guys are building in the house. Sound good?
How much does Storm weigh?
That's a good question. I haven't had her weighed lately. If I had to guess, somewhere around 60 pounds.
Is that her full?
Weight? No, she'll get a little bit bigger. I think she'll widen out a little more. I don't think she'll get much taller.
Last time I weighed her, she weighed 76.
76, okay.
They're
So
off.
maybe I got a little stronger. The push-ups are doing something.
That's about 2 months ago, so she's probably close to 8 now.
Get her for me.
She is lots of exercises.
So going back to that, Destiny made a good point. That is her job. I don't have her a job right now as far as doing any scent work or tracking or anything like that. So her basic and advanced obedience is what I use to tap in mentally to your dog. You want to figure out a way with any dog to tap in physically and mentally. Tired dog is a good dog. You don't have to worry about bad behavior if your dog's tired. So you just got to find out how to tap in and really stimulate their mind and their body. Okay, so just playing with your dog isn't enough. Yeah, take her out.
If you guys have never heard of Family Matters Kitchen, it's the food truck outside. They have a little bit of everything. So they have a little bit of a soul food. They usually have chicken tenders, fries. He does some hibachi plates. He has just a little bit of everything. So no matter what your diet is or what you like or don't like, he has a little bit of it all. So definitely go visit him. And then Catherine, y'all walk right past her table. When you walked in, she's got a bunch of dog-related items that she makes, hand makes everything. So we've got her right outside that door, and then our merch table for any tools that we'll be talking about later, or these shirts, or our shirts that we wear to work every day, will be on the merch table right next to where all the candy and stuff is. Whatever your first name starts with a K, Scott.
Oh, Kelly Scott. Yeah. So must be off.
It's not the whole name, just treat pouch. This is exactly like the treat pouch I use. And we sell the tools that we use because we've tried every single tool on the market and we know what works best and what is, and it runs on Wi-Fi. So it's really cool and techy. 577-343. It's Julie. I read the name. See, you guys. I know you already have one. Now you can have it in 2 rooms. Yes. Julie already has one, so that's why it's funny. Does it have audio?
Yes.
All right, last one before we go eat lunch. My favorite part of the day. This is a keepsake paw print thing that you can mix the stuff up, stick your dog's paw print on it, and it has its paw print forever. You can just put it up on the mantle. So, is it a paw, like it does it look like a paw print, or is it just
They have to use their dog.
right? Yeah, no. Hold on, what do you notice? Hold on.
Yes, right. The front side's a pitch for your picture of your dog, and inside is.
Whatever your first name starts with a K, Scott.
Oh, Bailey Scott. Yeah. So it must be off.
It's not the whole name, just the first letter and the last name. That's okay. The next one is a treat pouch. This is exactly like the treat pouch I use. And we sell the tools that we use because we've tried every single tool on the market. We know what works best and what. Oh yeah, you can have it open too, or you can just keep it closed for your dog's pictures. So to do when I start getting on. 577-344.
Alright guys, we're gonna take a break. Again, the food truck's out front. I think they might have some snacks in the front entrance here if you wanna grab some. 15 minutes roughly. I'll let you guys know whenever we're gonna start back. Let's just call it 15 minutes.
And I'll keep her here. Here, I'll just bite right here. Oh! 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 Girl!